Welcome back to our series on generative AI. Now that we know what generative AI is and how different AI models work, the next big question is, how do they actually learn? Have you ever wondered how AI is so smart? Well, it doesn't just magically know how to answer questions, it has to be trained. In this video, we're going over what exactly training is and what happens behind the scenes when you enter a prompt. Let's get to it. Large language models go through a complex training process that includes data collection, machine learning, fine-tuning, and continuous improvement. Let's look at each of those steps. Every LLM begins by being trained on billions of datasets, including books, websites, Wikipedia articles, and research papers. But here's the catch. If the training data is incomplete or biased, AI will also produce flawed responses that can be biased or even discriminatory. Imagine training an AI with Swiss cheese. The holes in the cheese represent missing content. Like a puzzle missing pieces without the full picture, AI can't make responses that consider all perspectives. Basically, bad data equals bad AI responses. Most companies keep their training data proprietary, which is known as the black box phenomenon. This means, since we don't know exactly what data AI models are trained on, we also don't know how they make decisions. This is referred to as a lack of transparency. AI doesn't just memorize everything in the datasets. It actually improves over time by continuing to identify more patterns, structures, and relationships across billions of words and sentences using machine learning. Machine learning allows AI to learn from data without being explicitly programmed. Instead of following a fixed set of rules, the AI model teaches itself by analyzing tons of information and adjusting based on patterns it identifies. AI models are trained using three main methods: supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. Each type plays a role in improving how AI understands and generates information. Let's look at each of these ways AI learns. Supervised learning is like AI going to school. Humans provide the model with labeled data and examples where the correct answers are already known. AI then learns by comparing its predictions to the correct response and adjusting over time. This method is often used for things like language translation, facial recognition, and spam detection because AI learns from large datasets that humans have already verified. Unsupervised learning is different. AI learns by itself without human supervision. Instead of being given correct answers, the model scans through massive amounts of data, creating algorithmic patterns on its own. This method is used for things like organizing large amounts of data, detecting trends, and sorting news articles by topic. Reinforcement learning is when AI learns through trial and error, just like a human learning a new skill. It gets rewarded for correct decisions and penalized for incorrect ones. This is how AI improves over time, refining its decision-making through feedback loops. This technique is used to train AI-powered game-playing systems, robotic automation, and chatbots like ChatGPT, which are fine-tuned based on human feedback. All of these training methods can be used alone, but most advanced models use a combination or even all three of them. So what actually happens when you enter a prompt? Let's look at what goes on behind the scenes from the moment you hit enter on your keyboard to the second generative AI responds. When you type a prompt into a chatbot like ChatGPT, the AI follows a four-step process to generate a response. First, AI breaks the prompt into smaller pieces called tokens. Next, it predicts the most probable next words based on patterns or algorithms it's learned. Then, it arranges the words into structured sentences, generating a full response in real time. The chatbot saves your chat history and remembers your progress as you continue your virtual conversation. All right, so let's sum it all up. We learned that AI doesn't just know things. It learns by recognizing patterns from massive data sets using a process called machine learning. AI is trained using 3 methods. Supervised learning is when humans provide correct answers. Unsupervised learning is when AI finds patterns on its own. And reinforcement learning is when AI improves through trial and error. We also learned that most current models use a combination or all 3 types of training methods. We also learned the 3 steps AI follows when you enter a prompt. First, it works to understand your prompt by breaking it down into small pieces called tokens. Next, it predicts the next words based on its training data. Lastly, it generates a response to assemble the answer. The biggest takeaway from this lesson is that understanding how generative AI is trained will help you learn to spot ethical problems and understand why they happen.